The sun sank low over Sao Paulo, painting the sky in hues of amber and crimson. The streets pulsed with life, vendors shouting, music spilling from open windows, and children laughing as they kicked battered soccer balls. Amid the chaos stood Neymar Jr. He wasn't just a football icon here, he was a symbol of hope, a living legend who had risen from these very streets. Among the crowd, a boy lingered in the shadows, clutching a worn-out ball to his chest. His name was Lucas, a refugee whose journey to Sao Paulo had been marked by loss and uncertainty. Yet his eyes sparkled with a quiet determination, a silent dream of belonging. Neymar noticed him, his gaze softening as he approached. "Hey there," Neymar said, crouching to meet the boy's wide-eyed stare. "What's your name?" Lucas hesitated, then whispered, "Lucas. I love football." His voice trembled, but his passion was unmistakable. Neymar grinned, tossing the ball into the air. "Let's see what you've got." As they played, Lucas's movements revealed raw talent, but also a hunger for connection. Neymar listened intently as the boy spoke of his journey, each word a testament to resilience. As the evening deepened, Neymar extended an invitation to his Instituto Projeto Neymar Jr. Lucas, a place of learning, growth, and dreams. Lucas's heart swelled with hope, his small world suddenly expanding. For the first time in years, he felt seen, not as a refugee, but as a boy with potential. This moment wasn't just about football, it was a spark, igniting something far greater. Lucas's story was just beginning, interwoven with Neymar's mission to transform lives, one child at a time. The sprawling city of Sao Paulo pulsed with life, its streets alive with honking cars and the chatter of vendors. The fading sunlight painted the buildings in hues of orange and gold, while children played barefoot in narrow alleys. Neymar Jr., despite his global success, his heart remained tied to the streets where his own journey began. Among the children was Lucas, a shy refugee boy with a mop of curly hair and an old, scuffed ball. Having fled his war-torn homeland, Lucas carried the weight of loss but clung to dreams of a brighter future. Neymar noticed the boy's hesitant yet determined demeanor, a reflection of his younger self. Drawn by empathy, he approached Lucas, their shared love for football bridging the gap between their worlds. As they played, Neymar discovered Lucas's story, a tale of resilience and hope. The boy's passion for football masked the pain of displacement, but his spirit remained unbroken. Neymar, moved by the boy's courage, invited him to the Instituto Projeto Neymar Jr. For Lucas, it was more than an invitation, it was a lifeline. The institute, nestled in a vibrant yet struggling neighborhood, brimmed with laughter and the promise of opportunity. Its walls bore murals of unity and perseverance, embodying Neymar's vision of empowerment. For Lucas, it became a place of belonging, where he wasn't just a refugee but a boy with potential. Neymar's mentorship planted seeds of confidence, inspiring Lucas to dream beyond his circumstances. Their bond deepened, built on mutual respect and shared aspirations. Neymar saw in Lucas the power of transformation, while Lucas found in Neymar a guiding light. Together, they reminded each other, and the world, that even amidst hardship, hope could flourish, and lives could change. As Neymar welcomed Lucas to his institute, an unexpected visitor arrived, a former teammate carrying a cryptic letter. The letter revealed a hidden network exploiting refugee children for illegal activities, with Lucas's family potentially entangled. Torn between protecting Lucas and uncovering the truth, Neymar faced a dangerous crossroads, where trust and courage would ignite the first twist of their journey. The streets of Sao Paulo buzzed with life as Neymar Jr. Among them was Lucas, a refugee whose timid demeanor masked a fierce determination. Neymar sensed the boy's potential but also glimpsed the weight of his struggles. Lucas's dream of playing football seemed distant, overshadowed by the harsh realities of his new life. Neymar encouraged Lucas to share his story, learning of his family's journey and the sacrifices they'd made. Inspired, Neymar invited him to the Instituto Projeto Neymar Jr. Lucas hesitated, unsure if he belonged in such a place. At the institute, Lucas faced challenges blending in with other children. His skills were raw, and his confidence wavered. Neymar, however, stayed close, offering guidance and encouragement. Slowly, Lucas began to forge friendships, his passion for football bridging cultural and personal gaps. As Lucas trained, Neymar's mentorship deepened. He pushed Lucas to set goals, emphasizing discipline and resilience. Lucas's first obstacle came during a local tournament, where his nerves threatened to overpower him. With Neymar's words echoing in his mind, Lucas found his courage and played with heart. Through these moments, Lucas realized football was more than a sport, it was a language of unity and hope. His bond with Neymar grew stronger, transforming from idol to mentor. Together, they began to dream of using football to inspire others, igniting a shared purpose. The sun dipped below the São Paulo skyline as Neymar Jr. just as he prepared to leave. A commotion broke out nearby, a group of men arguing in a mix of Portuguese and another unfamiliar language. Lucas, the refugee boy, froze, his face pale. Neymar noticed and crouched beside him. "What's wrong?" Lucas hesitated, then whispered, "They're from the camp I escaped. They want me to go back." Neymar's heart raced. He hadn't expected this. The boy's safety was at stake, and Neymar felt a surge of responsibility. Determined, Neymar guided Lucas away, vowing to protect him. For Neymar, this wasn't just about football anymore, it was a fight for justice. The next evening, Neymar returned to the same streets, this time accompanied by his close friend and mentor, Thiago, a retired coach who had dedicated his life to helping disadvantaged youth. Thiago, a man of quiet wisdom, observed Lucas from afar, nodding approvingly at the boy's raw talent. "He has potential," Thiago remarked. "But potential needs nurturing." As Neymar and Thiago discussed ways to support Lucas, another challenge emerged. A local gang leader, known as Marcos, had been recruiting vulnerable children from the area, exploiting their desperation. Neymar overheard whispers about Marcos targeting Lucas, and his determination deepened. Protecting Lucas meant more than football, it meant shielding him from a dangerous path. Meanwhile, Lucas's older sister, Sofia, a fiercely protective figure in his life, approached Neymar with cautious gratitude. She worked long hours as a cleaner to support them, her dreams of becoming a teacher long abandoned. "Lucas looks up to you," she said, her voice tinged with both hope and fear. "Please don't let him down." At the Instituto, Neymar introduced Lucas to other children, including Mariana, a spirited girl with a knack for strategy on the field. She quickly befriended Lucas, challenging him to improve his skills. Their playful rivalry brought laughter to the group, but it also highlighted Lucas's need for discipline and focus. As Neymar juggled his professional commitments and his growing involvement with Lucas, he faced mounting pressure. A high-stakes tournament loomed, and his agent insisted he focus solely on training. Yet Neymar couldn't ignore the pull of his community work, especially as Marcos's influence grew stronger. One evening, Neymar found Lucas practicing alone under a flickering street lamp. "I want to be ready," Lucas said, determination etched on his face. Neymar smiled, realizing that the boy's resilience mirrored his own journey. But the road ahead was fraught with challenges, and Neymar knew they would need to face them together. The streets of São Paulo buzzed with life as Neymar Jr. Lucas home, their bond deepening with every step. Lucas shared his fears of being rejected by the local kids, his refugee status making him an outsider. Neymar listened intently, his mind torn between his growing responsibilities as a global icon and his desire to help Lucas. The weight of his influence pressed on him. He could change lives, but at what personal cost? Meanwhile, whispers of tension emerged at the Instituto Projeto Neymar Jr. A group of older players, resentful of the attention Lucas was receiving, began to question Neymar's motives. Why him? What makes him so special? Neymar, sensing the brewing discord, knew he had to address it before it spiraled out of control. At the same time, Neymar's manager called with urgent news. A lucrative endorsement deal was at risk if Neymar didn't prioritize his professional commitments. Torn between his career and his growing investment in Lucas's future, Neymar faced a dilemma. Could he balance his obligations without compromising his values? As Neymar struggled with these challenges, Lucas encountered his own trials. A local gang, preying on vulnerable newcomers, cornered him one evening. They demanded his loyalty in exchange for protection, leaving Lucas shaken and unsure of where to turn. When Neymar found out, his resolve hardened. He couldn't let Lucas fall into the same traps that had claimed so many young lives. In the midst of it all, Neymar's sister Rafaela, who worked closely with the Institute, uncovered a deeper issue. Funding for the organization was running dangerously low. If they didn't act fast, the programs that had become a lifeline for kids like Lucas might shut down. The stakes were rising, and Neymar realized the fight wasn't just for one boy, it was for an entire community. The vibrant energy of Sao Paulo pulsed around them as Neymar Jr. Lucas to the Instituto Projeto Neymar Jr. The boy's small hand clutched the footballers, his steps hesitant but filled with anticipation. Neymar's mind churned with determination. This was more than charity, it was a chance to alter the trajectory of a life. Inside the institute, Lucas's eyes widened at the sight of children laughing, learning, and playing. Neymar introduced him to the staff, who welcomed Lucas with open arms. For the first time in months, the boy felt like he belonged. Neymar watched silently, his heart swelling with pride and a renewed sense of purpose. Later that evening, Neymar sat with Lucas in a quiet corner, sharing stories of his own struggles growing up. "You have the strength to overcome anything," Neymar said, his voice steady. "Football gave me a way forward, but it's your heart that will guide you." Lucas's face lit up with determination, and Neymar saw a spark ignite within him. This wasn't just about football anymore, it was about resilience, about building a foundation for a brighter future. Neymar realized that Lucas's story mirrored those of countless others, and he vowed to expand his efforts even further. As Lucas began training with the other children, his natural talent and relentless drive became evident. Neymar's belief in the boy deepened, and he decided to mentor him personally. This was no longer just a moment of kindness, it was the beginning of a transformation for both of them. Unbeknownst to Neymar, his actions were setting the stage for a larger battle. The Institute's success had drawn attention, and not all of it was positive. Powerful figures, threatened by Neymar's growing influence, began plotting in the shadows. The challenges ahead would test Neymar's resolve, but for now, he focused on Lucas, unaware of the storm looming on the horizon. The streets of Sao Paulo buzzed with life as Neymar watched Lucas interact with the other children at the Institute. The boy's talent was undeniable, his movements on the field quick and instinctive, but it was his determination that struck Neymar most. He saw in Lucas a reflection of his younger self, a boy with dreams too big for the world around him. Yet, Neymar also sensed something more, a quiet resilience born from hardship. One evening, as Neymar prepared to leave the institute, he overheard Lucas speaking with another boy, a local named Andre. Their voices were low, but the tension was clear. Andre accused Lucas of lying about his past, his tone sharp with mistrust. Lucas's shoulders tensed, but he didn't retaliate. Instead, he walked away, his eyes clouded with hurt. Neymar decided to step in, sensing that this rift could fester if left unresolved. The next day, Neymar gathered the boys together. "On the field, we're a team," he said firmly. "And a team doesn't work if we don't trust each other." He paired Lucas and Andre during drills, forcing them to rely on one another. At first, their interactions were stiff, but gradually, they began to communicate, their shared love for the game bridging the gap between them. As the days passed, Neymar noticed something strange. A man lingered near the institute's gates, his face partially hidden by a cap. Lucas seemed to recognize him, his usually bright demeanor dimming whenever their eyes met. Neymar's instincts told him this was no coincidence. He decided to quietly investigate, enlisting the help of his trusted friend and institute coordinator, Mariana. Mariana discovered that the man was connected to Lucas's past, a figure tied to the boy's flight from his home country. When Neymar confronted Lucas, the boy hesitated before revealing fragments of his story, a tale of escape, loss, and a debt that still loomed over him. Neymar's resolve hardened. This was no longer just about football. It was about protecting Lucas and giving him a future free from fear. As Neymar and Mariana worked behind the scenes to address the threat, Lucas and Andre's partnership on the field blossomed into a genuine friendship. Their bond became a symbol of what the Institute stood for: unity, resilience, and hope. But Neymar knew the confrontation with Lucas's past was inevitable, and he braced himself for the storm that was about to break. The streets of Sao Paulo buzzed with life, but Neymar Jr. Lucas, now a regular at the Instituto, had shown remarkable talent but struggled with self-doubt. Neymar noticed how the boy hesitated during matches, his fear of failure overshadowing his potential. The weight of Lucas's past seemed to linger, threatening to hold him back. One evening, Neymar pulled Lucas aside. "You're stronger than your fears," he said, his voice steady. "Football is about heart, not perfection." Lucas nodded, though uncertainty flickered in his eyes. Neymar decided to push further, arranging a match where Lucas would play against skilled opponents, forcing him to confront his insecurities. As the match approached, Lucas wrestled with his anxiety. Neymar, observing from the sidelines, felt the pressure too. This wasn't just about football, it was about proving to Lucas, and himself, that change was possible. The boy's performance would determine whether he could truly embrace the opportunities ahead. The game began, and Lucas faltered at first. But Neymar's encouraging shouts from the sidelines sparked something within him. Slowly, Lucas found his rhythm, scoring a decisive goal that brought the crowd to its feet. Tears welled in his eyes as his teammates embraced him. For the first time, he felt capable of shaping his own destiny. Later that night, Neymar reflected on the day. The challenges Lucas faced mirrored his own journey to inspire change. He realized their paths were intertwined, each drawing strength from the other. The stage was set for Lucas's future, and Neymar knew this was only the beginning. The sun had set, leaving Sao Paulo bathed in the soft glow of streetlights as Neymar Jr. Lucas at the Instituto Projeto Neymar Jr. The young refugee's face lit up as he explored the bustling facility, filled with children laughing, learning, and playing. Neymar watched proudly, knowing this was more than just a building, it was a lifeline for countless kids like Lucas. Lucas, now surrounded by new friends, felt a sense of belonging he hadn't experienced in years. Neymar knelt beside him, placing a hand on his shoulder. "Lucas," he said, "this is your chance to dream big. Work hard, and one day, you'll inspire others too. In the following months, Lucas thrived, his passion for football and learning ignited by the opportunities provided. Neymar continued to mentor him, ensuring Lucas understood the importance of giving back. The boy's story became a symbol of resilience, inspiring others at the Institute to embrace their potential. Years later, Lucas, now a young man, returned to the Institute, not as a student, but as a mentor. He carried Neymar's lesson forward, teaching others that hope could transform lives. Together, they built a legacy of compassion, proving that small acts of kindness could spark lasting change. Join Neymar's mission today. Support initiatives like the Instituto Progetto Neymar Jr. Together, we can shape a brighter future. The years passed, and Lucas blossomed into a confident young man, his talent on the pitch matched only by his determination to give back. Inspired by Neymar's kindness, he became a mentor at the Instituto Progetto Neymar Jr. His journey was proof that hope, when nurtured, could transform lives. Neymar watched Lucas's growth with pride, realizing the true power of his platform. It wasn't just about football, it was about creating opportunities and inspiring others to dream beyond their circumstances. Lucas's story became a beacon, encouraging Neymar to expand the Institute's reach. This story reminds us that small acts of kindness can ignite profound change. Whether through mentorship, advocacy, or simply listening, we all have the power to make a difference. Let Lucas's journey inspire you to take action in your community. As Lucas stood one evening, coaching a new generation of players under Sao Paulo's vibrant sunset, he smiled. The cycle of hope continued, proving that even in the face of adversity, compassion and connection could light the way forward.